American monster movie called The Sand. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The movie starts with some youngsters partying on a beach. A cameraman films everyone as they dance, make out, and have fun. A guy named Mitch makes everyone put their phones in a bag so no one can take pictures of the wild night and put them on the internet. Then, two guys, Vance and Gilbert, bring a ball of gooey substance, claiming that they've found it in the water. Everyone is disgusted, but they do not think much of it. The scene abruptly cuts to the following morning. Everyone has fallen asleep. A girl named Kaylee is with Mitch, while four of their friends, namely Shonda, Jonah, Ronnie, and Vance, are in a car nearby. Kaylee wakes up first and is looking around when she sees a bird on the beach, struggling to fly. She assumes that it is stuck, but all of a sudden, the bird sinks into the sand. A shocked Kaylee tries to warn everyone not to step on the sand, but when she turns around, she sees her other friend Marcia, who was lying naked on a bench, jump on the sand. Her feet get stuck, and she cannot move. The group is confused, and Vance tries running out to get her. Kaylee tries to stop him, but he doesn't listen. He too falls on the sand before he can reach Marcia and gets stuck. By now, Marcia is nowhere to be seen. The sand has swallowed her completely. Vance screams in pain and asks his girlfriend Ronnie to help him. As Vance tries to lift his head, he realizes his skin and eye are being pulled out of his head. A horrified Ronnie screams his name when he sinks into the sand. The group starts brainstorming ideas on how this could happen. When they try to call someone, they realize their phones are in the trunk of the car. Jonah tries to start the car, but its battery is dead. The group is completely stuck on the beach. Kaylee then goes near the deck and hovers her hand over the sand. We see white strings trying to reach her palm from underneath the sand. Mitch is surprised to see it too. Just then, another one of their friends named Gilbert wakes up stuck inside a trash can. He curses the guys for jamming him into the bin after he passed out the other night. The group warns him not to move. Gilbert is confused, but obliges when he hears that Marcia and Vance are dead. Mitch and Kaylee go inside, and Jonah looks at them jealously. Kaylee and Jonah were in a relationship a short while ago, but she is hurt as Jonah is with Shonda now. Shonda tries to console Jonah, saying that Kaylee finally found someone for her. A few hours pass, but no one comes looking for them. Kaylee finds some sunscreen and passes it to those outside. Gilbert is on the verge of passing out because of the heat. Kaylee then starts brainstorming how this could have happened. They look around and finally realize that everyone else who is at the party has been sucked into the sand too. Just then, Kaylee notices the gooey ball from the other night near the water and sees that it has hatched. They figure that it was an egg of some kind of creature that lives under the sand. It has been eating people as its food. Since it was just born yesterday, the creature must be small in size and have a shape. Kaylee devises a plan to figure out how large the creature is. She gets sausages and starts throwing them around the beach to see how big the creature is. Gilbert sees a bird being sucked into the sand and freaks out. He finally realizes everything his friends are saying is true. The others retaliate against throwing sausages around, claiming that it is their only source of food, but Kaylee doesn't stop. The last sausage doesn't get sucked in, and the group celebrates, seeing there might be a way out. But they still have no way to reach that far in the sand. Jonah then gets in the back of their car and picks up two surfboards. He puts one on the sand and jumps on top of it. Everyone is delighted when he doesn't sink. Jonah then makes his way to a bench nearby. Just when he is about to step on it, the surfboard moves by itself. Jonah almost falls to the ground, and the string from inside the sand gets into his stomach. He manages to save himself, but his stomach is hurt. He finds a bag full of food supplies on the bench. He accidentally drops a banana on the ground, but it doesn't sink. Jonah hovers his hands over the ground and figures out that the banana fell on the part where they lit the bonfire last night. So, the creature cannot come out through fire or ash. When he stands, we see the wounds in his stomach get worse and pus starting to come out of it. He starts to freak out, and Kaylee calms him down, telling him to go through the bag. He passes sodas and water that he finds in the bag to everyone while still whimpering in pain. His wounds get worse by the second. Jonah then tries passing a can to Mitch, but the pouches of pus on his stomach start to break. He cries in pain and lies down on the bench. The surfboards on the ground are still moving, suggesting that the creature is growing and developing. Kaylee notices the strings attaching to the car's tires, trying to move it. They do not have much time before the creature grows big enough to swallow the whole car. Shonda and Ronnie try to get the phones from the trunk. Ronnie offers to get on top of the hood and try to open it. She asks Shonda to give the letter she has written in a diary to her mother in case she dies, and steps on the hood. She is about to open it, but Kaylee stops her, saying that the trunk will open wide and make her fall into the sand. Kaylee gives them a rescue hook so Ronnie can hold on to it. She finally manages to open the trunk. Just then, a car drives to the beach and honks at the group. This startles Ronnie. She accidentally closes the trunk again. Her fingers get stuck in it, making her cry in pain. Mitch and Kaylee yell at the car to help them. Inside the car is a beach patrol officer. He assumes that the group is on drugs and doesn't take them seriously. Despite Kaylee yelling at him to stay inside his car, the man steps out of it. The group is surprised when he walks freely on the beach. A close-up of his feet shows us that the strings cannot attach to his shoes. The officer goes near Jonah and is disgusted by his wounds. He completely ignores his pleas to help him, still assuming that the group is on drugs. He goes to talk to Kaylee and insults her and Mitch for being reckless teenagers. He asks Kaylee to step out and gets angry when she disagrees. He threatens to use his pepper spray on them, but when he reaches to get it, he accidentally drops his keys on the sand. The man then gets stuck while trying to pick them up. The officer finally understands that the group wasn't lying, but cannot do anything now. Kaylee advises him to use the pepper spray on the strings that are catching him. The spray works, and he manages to free his hand, but half of his arm is gone. He screams in pain, and the strings pull him down again. After he is completely sucked into the sand, Kaylee gets the pepper spray he had dropped. Now, Mitch plans to use sandals and towels wrapped on his feet to run through the sand and get to the officer's car. He believes since the officer's shoes resisted the creature, the sandals would too. Shonda throws the towel at Mitch, but the railing breaks when he tries to catch it. Mitch falls onto the sand and is brutally eaten by the creature. Kaylee has had enough of the creature. She sees the fallen railing moving on the ground and gets an idea. She breaks a part of the railing again and hands it to Shonda, planning to use it as a bridge later. She then gets on the deck and manages to jump on the car. As soon as she lands, Kaylee punches Shonda in the face for sleeping with her boyfriend. Shonda doesn't mind, and the two help Ronnie to get her fingers out of the trunk. Jonah, who has been on the bench the whole time, tells Kaylee that he loves her. Kaylee then tells him of her plan. She wants to use the railing as a bridge to get to Jonah and then bring everyone to the officer's car. Shonda gets the railing and places it on the sand. She walks carefully and manages to reach Jonah. Kaylee does the same. The three are safely at the bench when Ronnie walks towards them. However, the strings latch onto her injured hand, making her fall. Kaylee tries saving her with the help of pepper spray, but it only works for a second. The creature grabs Ronnie into the sand. Shonda then wraps her feet with a towel and a bag and runs to the car. She successfully gets on its hood before the strings can catch her. Gilbert cheers to celebrate, but not long after, his bin starts shaking. His body is cut by the edge of the trash can, and the blood attracts the creature. The girls ask him to hold on, but the creature has gotten inside the bin and is grabbing onto his legs. Gilbert starts vomiting blood. Soon, several large pairs of limbs grab him and drag him into the ground. The limbs then shake the car and make Shonda fall on the hood. She falls unconscious as Kaylee yells at her to wake up. Several hours pass, and now it is nighttime. Shonda finally regains consciousness. Kaylee is still at the bench with an injured Jonah. Shonda discovers a raft on the top of the officer's car and uses it to get to the bench. The three successfully get to the raft and to the vehicle. Shonda and Jonah are inside the car, but before Kaylee can come in, a massive glowing tentacle attacks her. The creature has grown to its full potential now. Kaylee gets on top of the car where she finds a gas can. She uses it to light the tentacle on fire and gets inside the car. Everything goes silent as Kaylee and Shonda realize that Jonah has died from his injuries. The girls hug each other and cry, mourning the loss of their friends. It is now the following morning. A man knocks on the car's windows, waking the girls. They see that the monster is gone now and they can walk on the sand. The two walk across the sand together, traumatized, as the man calls for an ambulance. In a closing shot, the creature, revealed as an enormous jellyfish, is seen in the water headed towards Santa Monica Pier. That was probably the most exhilarating game of The Floor is Lava that they ever played. Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.